Okay, all right. How's everybody doing? Great. All right. So, a little bit of movement here from the roster standpoint, overnight. So we had released Paul Perkins, was running back for us, and signed Michael Jackson as a DB, young player coming out that we looked at in the draft and have an opportunity to bring him up. So also signed Casey Tucker to the practice squad, offensive lineman, get an opportunity to work with him. So that's good. We're also starting Austin Bryant. He'll be practicing today, which will be good. Got a little bit of a window here where we can try to get some practices in and get some pads and kind of see what that looks like and just take it slow from that standpoint. So we'll go from there. Tracy Walker will not practice today. He's, still day by day. Graham Glasgow is actually, he's a little sore today, so he's not going to practice. We're in pads, so I'm just going to kind of keep him out of that. And then Deshaun Hand will not be out there. He's been excused by me for personal reasons. So I think that's about it. I mean, really, other than that, it's good to have the team in and kind of get going, get ready for Oakland. This is a team we don't know very well. I think they're well coached. I think they've gotten a lot better. Obviously, we had a great opportunity to practice against them last year. That was a good experience for us to be able to go out there, and they were tremendous to us and hosted us while we were out there for the week. But Coach Gruden's doing a great job. Mike Mayock putting a team together that's got a good combination of young, very talented, explosive players, combined with some veterans that are pretty savvy vets that are experienced guys in the NFL that I think are really bringing these young guys along at a high level. So it's a really tough team. They do some things really well, and we know we're going to have some problems with them this weekend. So we need a good week of preparation. We got to dive into it today and all the way through the week to get ready to go, and obviously take a West Coast trip and try to go play well. So we got a big challenge in front of us this week. That's kind of where our focus is right now.
You look at them; they do a number of things well, like you said. Especially third down. I think
they're second in the league.
50% card. I think it's like 140 passer rating on third down. Just what makes them so good on that down? Obviously, important down.
Yeah, a couple things. Dove into that pretty extensively here in the last couple of days, and really those third downs are, you look at it initially and you're like, all right, well they're trying to do a good job of keeping the third downs manageable, and they're doing a good job in first and second down, which they are. But some of those third down conversions are third and longers, third and eights, third and nines, and they're just, scheme wise, they're doing a really good job of getting the ball out. The schemes I think are coverage type beaters. They're doing an excellent job, kind of. Doing their scouting reports and attacking, what the defenses are giving them. Great job in protection. These guys do a phenomenal job in protection right now and give the quarterback time. And he's also making a lot of checks and audibles at the line of scrimmage. And I think there's some guys out there that are making some big plays for him too. Waller's a huge catch radius guy. He goes up and makes a lot of plays for him. Williams is another guy that, when he's kind of singled up on the backside, makes a lot of plays for him. We know Zay Jones is going to be part of this and probably a bigger part going forward this week and what he can do. But really, Hunter Renfro, who's another guy that's been playing in the slot position, very fast, another young player but quick, has been really explosive and dynamic. And those kind of, having that sort of skill players out on the field makes it really difficult in those situations. And then, honestly, getting the ball to Richard out of the backfield is another problem. So they just have utilized every single weapon they have in those situations to attack the coverage that they're seeing and have been really, really efficient. So it's very impressive.
I know we've talked in the past that you played the team, not the conditions, but air quality is awful right now in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I saw a study out there that said basically it's the equivalent of smoking 7 cigarettes a day just being outside. Is there any special approaches you have to take to just getting your team ready for those conditions?
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, for us, we're just trying to, focus on the game and making sure that we're prepared from that standpoint. I would say, with everything that's going on out there, honestly, my first thought would just to be that everybody's safe, and that the people that are in the mix of all that, the first responders and everybody that's got to deal with those situations are just, they're careful, they're safe, and just I know how hard of a job that must be for them out there. So that's really, as far as thoughts, that's really kind of it from that standpoint. Other than that, it's just focused on what we have to do and how we have to prepare to go, try to do well against what they do.
There is nothing different, though, with conditioning from that perspective? No more extra hills or anything along those lines?
Nothing along those lines, no. Again, we'll just, approach it like normal from that aspect.
I've seen the rookie running back, Jacob. He's got yards, plus he's got yards per attempt, 5.0.
Yeah.
How good is he been?
Yeah, he's been outstanding. He is a tough, strong, explosive runner. It's another really good run game. Every single week we see this stuff. A little bit different of a run game maybe than what we saw last week from a scheme standpoint. But as far as production, very productive. He's got really good vision. He's a thick, strong-bodied, explosive runner. He gets in and out of the first and second level very quickly. He gets to this, the third level fast. The thing that jumps off tape very quickly when you watch him is how aggressive of a runner he is. He is a physical. He's going to bring it to the tackler. He's not going to wait to be tackled. He's going to go attack the defender and try to, just get those tough extra yards. And he's not, he doesn't go out of bounds. He's going to stay in bounds and try to, bring it back in or cut across or, jump back into the defender. And you just see that toughness right away.
It's been a long time since you've seen Austin Bryant on a practice field. What are you looking for from him when he gets back out there? And then once he's ready to go, whenever that might happen, what does he bring to your defense?
We're still obviously a long way away from the second part of that, but I would say for us right now, just taking it day by day with him would be getting him out and putting him in some situations where communication, alignment, stance, trying to be consistent with some of the technique work. We still got to, really reteach and relearn and put them in a lot of different scenarios to get caught up. So from that standpoint, it'll just trying to be, the thing we'll be looking for is consistency with him, and seeing if he can just improve a little bit each day. So get back out there, kind of knock the rust off a little bit and get back into some of the techniques and the pad level and the hand placement and the stance and the alignments, communication, work through that today, and then, hopefully have that mastered in a day, and then go out tomorrow and try to build upon that. But I know we're going to have to kind of reteach as we go through, and just take it from that approach. I think that's the best thing to do before you try to pile too much on, and then you got to go back and reteach. Just try to build it from the ground up.
You had when Deshaun Hand was out and missed training camp and he was coming back, you had talked so much about how he needed to have contact. Obviously, Austin Bryant plays a little bit of a different position, but is this a similar thing there where, realistically, he might not be ready for 4 or 5 weeks because of that specific piece of it?
I think it's realistic to say that we need to maximize as many contact practices as we can fit in here to have confidence, and for him to have confidence in using his skill set at a level that'll be productive for him and for the team. So that certainly would be the same approach from that standpoint. Again, we try to simulate as much as we can without the pads on, and just be consistent with some of the drills we can do in the sleds and some things like that. It's just so different though when you have another person kind of pushing and pulling, and there's just a lot of auxiliary muscles that come into effect, and support tendons and things like that in your body. So just trying to get him in many of those positions as possible to kind of gain confidence and just make sure that the strength and the technique is where we need it to be in order for him to go play.
Matthew said a really nice year so far. Obviously, I think he's on pace for most yards since like 2011 or 12. So how do you look at your run-pass balance, I guess? Is there a number, 600 passes too many? Is there a number that you don't want him approaching just from terror season?
Yeah, I would say nothing along those lines from numbers or hard lines or anything like that. I think we're trying to do whatever we can each week to win. It's certainly going to be different week in, week out, based upon our strengths and based upon what we think, where we have an advantage maybe over our opponent from that standpoint. Again, just give him all the credit in the world for, the work that he does every week to go out and prepare to, be productive on Sundays, and the leadership that he provides and the way that he studies for opponents. And, he's been really focused, really locked in, really just great every single day to coach. You love to coach those guys. You love to coach guys that love the game. They want to compete. He's really smart. We come in, we get together, we talk scheme, we talk personnel, we talk all that stuff, and he is, he's on it, and honestly, probably one of the cooler moments for me is we were having a conversation maybe a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about some DBs and some different things that they were going to see, and he was showing me his notes, and he had the same thing written down, and kind of just reconfirmed some of that stuff, and that's fun. That's what I really enjoy, and that's why he's as productive and as he is on the field, because he puts in the work.
When do you have those meetings? What are those?
There are different days through the course of the week, yeah. Depending on what we're doing, maybe an early down conversation, maybe a third down conversation tomorrow, red area on Friday, something like that. Again, we're just trying to catch time when we can, busy schedules and all that. But, those are important. I thoroughly enjoy those.
Yeah, this is Hobby. I was dared to ask this, by the way, but do you have a favorite Michael Jackson song? I was dared.
That'd probably be a no. Probably just, it's good. Good one, Mike. There you go.